My name is Lochan and today I'll be showing you how to code a MSK clinic letter using BetterLetter. A MSK clinic letter is sent to the GP following a specialist musculoskeletal assessment. These letters give information about the patient's symptoms, examination findings, diagnosis, management plan, and any follow-up arrangements. Commonly, these letters relate to muscle, tendon, or ligament injuries, neck, shoulder, hip, knee, or upper limb pain, physiotherapy assessments and reviews, functional assessments following injury, and follow-up plans along with rehabilitation recommendations. What do we capture? We capture confirmed diagnosis, any relevant past medical history mentioned in the assessment, examination findings where clinically relevant, referrals or follow-up plans, physiotherapy recommendations, investigations mentioned if clinically relevant, requested actions for the GP if any, and patient-initiated follow-up arrangements. What not to capture? Unconfirmed or suspected diagnosis, negative examination findings that do not contribute clinically, administrative information, contact details, and service information. Now let's get into BetterLetter and see an example. This is an example of a made-up MSK clinic letter. Before we begin coding, the first step is to ensure that the patient information matches on both sides of the screen. You will notice an exclamation mark next to other letters in this example. This usually indicates that the letter is a duplicate. Click on the 2x signed letter and verify that it is an exact match to the letter you are currently coding. If it is a duplicate, you have the option to reject it. To begin coding, select the MSK department. The AI has already identified the letter date and clinic date correctly, so no changes are required. We can also see that this was a face-to-face clinic appointment. Approve these details and proceed. As we read through the letter, we come across the physiotherapy recommendations and the patient-initiated follow-up plan. These should be recorded as additional notes. Next, we see that frozen shoulder is mentioned under the patient's past medical history. Since this is historical information and not an active diagnosis from the current consultation, we link it to the existing past medical history instead of creating a new problem. This helps avoid unnecessary duplication. The same applies to the injury of the shoulder region. As it is documented as part of the patient's previous medical history rather than a current diagnosis, we link it to the existing history instead of creating a new problem. The letter also mentions Parkinson's disease as an existing medical condition. As this is not the focus of the current consultation and is already part of the patient's medical history, no new coding is required. We simply link it to the patient's existing history. Continuing through the letter, we find that an X-ray was performed. When coding procedures, we should always code both the procedure and its findings. If the letter only mentions that an X-ray was performed without documenting the findings, the procedure as well should not be quoted. Finally, the letter describes an acute soft tissue injury. This is a new diagnosis and is not recorded in the patient's past medical history. Therefore, we create a new problem for this condition. And with that, we have completed the coding of this MSK clinic letter. We hope this video helped you learn how to code a MSK clinic letter using BetterLetter. Remember to focus on any confirmed diagnosis, management plans, and any GP actions mentioned in the letter. If you want to learn more about BetterLetter, feel free to email us at hello@betterletter.ai and we'll be happy to help you with the platform. See you next time!